first of all, I guess, what do you make of Jim Acosta's reporting that the president's allies are concerned he doesn't actually understand the gravity of this impeachment fight?
Well, I mean, to be very candid, I don't think he has ever understood the gravity of the job, period. And this is serious. This is a very serious matter. We are talking about the fact, as confessed by the president, essentially, with plenty of evidence, including a cover-up and including clear evidence of consciousness of guilt, that the president of the United States used American taxpayer dollars and held them hostage with an expectation of favor from the head of a foreign government. He should be concerned, but I don't know that he's ever demonstrated empathy on one end of the scale or consciousness of guilt in any real way on the other end. But I think he's going to have to confront the realities of this most latest conduct through the impeachment process.
It's also, I mean, it's favor from a foreign government, not for the benefit of the United States on a policy basis. It's
correct.
Favor from against a candidate.
Personal favor.
Yeah. I'm wondering what you make of the fact that the president had no problem tweeting a pastor's mention of civil war, that the country could, sort of go through a civil war. For a president to be invoking the very notion of Americans fighting against Americans over this issue were you, I guess, I was going to say, were you surprised? I assume,
yeah, we're all speechless. Yeah. No, we're all speechless. Anderson, the last time our country endured a civil war was over America's original sin, slavery. And if Donald Trump thinks that this is a moment where he's actually being held accountable for his failures as president and his failure to uphold the oath to protect the Constitution of the United States and our democracy, if he's equating that with a war that took place between American people over slavery, I mean, it is yet again evidence of the fact that he is delusional in that he has a very outsized sense of himself as compared to the history of our country and all that we have been through and all that we are capable of. So, I just think what's most important is we not indulge his delusions and that we bring him back to reality, and I think the impeachment process will do that.
There are a lot of supporters, though, of the president out there who are, good people who work hard and voted for him in good faith and believe in him to this day. I'm wondering what you say to them who look at this and say, well, look, this is just Democrats can't get him out of by it through, the ballot box, so now they're just trying to do it this way.
Listen, I will never fault anyone for a decision they made about who to vote for, meaning that I don't believe that to be then the entire measure of who people are. What I would say is this, to everyone, and I say it all the time, the framers of our Constitution, the founders of our nation, they imagined a moment such as this. They imagined a moment where one branch of government would abuse its power. And so they designed our beautiful system of democracy, flawed though it may be. They designed it such that there would be checks and balances. And that's what's happening right now. And so the check and balance is that where there has been an abuse by the executive branch, Congress is acting. And this is evidence of the fact that our democracy is intact. And I think we all should support the fact that a democracy requires moments like this where there will be that check and balance, and that's part of what makes us proud to be Americans, which is that we truly are a democracy with those kinds of checks and balances in place that actually work.
In the introduction to the broadcast, we played the president saying in the Oval Office that they're trying to find out about the whistleblower, learn about the whistleblower. Are you confident that Congress will be able to protect the whistleblower's identity? Because, and I'm wondering, do you believe that this person's not just job is in jeopardy, but, that their life, are they in jeopardy physically?
I have to believe that, and I do believe that the United States Congress, the leaders of the United States Congress, will do everything that is necessary to support and protect the whistleblower. The president's tweets and his behaviors about this are just further evidence of the fact that he uses his power in a way that is designed to beat people down instead of lift people up. Frankly, when you look at what he's been tweeting today, directed at the whistleblower, directed at so many people, I frankly think that based on this and all we've seen him do before, including attacking members of Congress, that he frankly his Twitter account should be suspended. I think there is plenty of now evidence to suggest that he is irresponsible with his words in a way that could result in harm to other people. And so the privilege of using those words in that way should probably be taken from him.
But doesn't that, play into certainly the hands of, his, I don't know how many Twitter followers he has. I think it's in the range of 60 million who say, well, look, okay, now the rich folks in Silicon Valley are just trying to silence me and taking me off Twitter.
I'm sure that will be said, but we have to also agree that when the President of the United States speaks, her words are very powerful and should be used in a way that is not about belittling, much less harming anyone. And this president has, I think, never fully appreciated that responsibility. And so what we see continuously, including in the last 24 hours, is a use of his words, Donald Trump using his words, in a way that could subject someone to harm. And if he's not going to exercise self-restraint, then perhaps there should be other mechanisms in place to make sure that his words do not, in fact, harm anyone. And that's my point. What we want to make sure is that his words do not actually result in harm to anyone.
Just lastly,
understanding the potential for that.
Just lastly, a political question here. Politico is reporting tonight that you're shaking up the top level of your presidential campaign staff. Specifically, you're bringing your Senate chief of staff into the campaign, elevating another campaign advisor. I'm wondering, can you confirm whether that's true? And if so, what that says about the state of your candidacy, how you see yourself in the race right now?
Well, I don't know if you heard, but I'm kind of moving to Iowa. And our campaign is proceeding in a way that is about putting all of our resources into the task at hand. I will be spending an incredible amount of time in Iowa. I'm very proud of our team, which has been on the ground in all of the primary states.
Have you made those staffing changes?
We've got some of the most talented people in the business. We are in the process of making sure that all of the folks who need to be on the ground are on the ground, and we are moving full steam ahead, and I'm very proud of the work we're doing.
All right, just one more time, but you won't confirm whether those specific staffing changes have been made?
I haven't read the article, Anderson, so I can't tell you what the article says, but I will tell you that I'm very proud of our team, and we have accomplished a great amount of work thus far, which makes me a top-tier candidate. And by many accounts, within the top 4, maybe 5, but top 4 in a field of over 20 people. And so something's been going right, and we're going to continue moving ahead.
Senator Harris, I appreciate your time. Thank you.
Thank you.